What's going on, my fellow A-Plusers, fellow patrons? Thank you so much for certainly joining us here for a brand new episode of A-Plus Morphinominal. I'm your host, as always, your Morphinominal host, as always, Adam Perez, back once again with a brand new review and breakdown for Mighty Morphin issue number 3, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, we wind up getting ourselves a brand new comic from Boom Studios this Wednesday, so I decided it would be time to go ahead and do a little bit of a review as you guys, What's going on, my fellow A-Plusers, fellow patrons? It is I, your host, as always, Adam Perez, back once again with a brand new review for you as we're going to be getting into Mighty Morphin issue number 3, as we did have ourselves a brand new issue that dropped this week from Boom Studios, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to be breaking it all down for you. Early access to our fellow patrons and, of course, eventually out here to the general public and to our subscribers. So I certainly hope you guys enjoy just the early access and the cool exclusive content and benefits that you guys certainly do for being a Patreon member and also supporting our channel. So thank you very much, guys, for that. I hope everybody's week is certainly going well so far. I believe by this time, hopefully, Stuart has in fact dropped his Kamen Rider Saber review. I do know that we have Kira Major up there already for you guys as well. We've got some Gokaiger reaction videos on our channel as well. So I certainly hope you guys are enjoying all of that. So I got to be honest, I've been sitting around on my hands, twiddling my thumbs and my fingers, really anticipating the next issue for Power Rangers. I feel like I've been waiting like 3-4 weeks for it to certainly drop. I feel like I might need a third or even a fourth series to kind of break up the waiting time that I have to do in order to get my next issue of Mighty Morphin or Power Rangers. So I'm always eager to see what Boom Studios and Ryan Parrott certainly has in store for me. So it's been some time since I wind up reading Mighty Morphin issue number 2, but we wind up getting issue number 3 this week, guys, and we're going to be breaking it down for you guys here. So thank you very much for certainly joining me. And of course, listen, if you guys have not had the opportunity to pick up your copy of this issue, please go ahead and do so, even if that means going to your local comic book store, supporting your local comic books, or downloading it digitally. I usually prefer Comixology.com, really great source for digital comic books. And sometimes you do get yourself like a little bit of a mini discount when you download your stuff digitally as well. So always great if you're not able to make it out to your local comic book store. But guys, another issue from Ryan Parrott. Artist, as always, Marco Reno continues to grow on me here. Just getting an opportunity to see some of his dynamic work. Loving the designs of the brand new putties that we wind up here having here that are sort of powered up by the green chaos powers that Lord Zed himself certainly has. So we clearly get to see this concert from issue number 2. Lord Zed has certainly made it very difficult for our Power Rangers here, turning maybe some of these people into sort of these super putties, or maybe it's the putties into people. I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but great to really see just how formidable these putties now officially are, right? I mean, we're so used to seeing our Power Rangers just kind of mop the floor with them, but this is like one of the very few times that they truly give our Power Rangers issues to the point to where they have to kind of run away and regroup and really kind of rethink their strategy. But Lord Zed clearly is not giving them any time to breathe, as you see by the end of this review, as he kind of sends and grows his monsters, trying to force the hand of the Mighty Morphin team to get back into play, if you will. So really love the fight sequence here between the Rangers and these green chaos putties, if you will, getting the opportunity to see what they were able to do with Adam in regards to not only taking him down, but kind of influence him a little bit in some sort of weird mind control way before the Rangers kind of snapped him out of it. So again, really fantastic action sequences, and I think Marco Rena's artwork continues to impress me each and every issue. So really loving just the creative team that we have on board here. Couple things that jumped out at me that I definitely wanted to highlight. You know, Ryan Parrott really has been doing a great job of Zordon's storyline in here. Not only is Zordon sort of tied up, I don't want to say in the conspiracy theory, but clearly people on this like train of like, let's just betray Zordon as much as we can, from the old Mega Rangers kidnapping Lord Draken from under his nose to this Grace Sterling and Billy having this secret of the Green Ranger and things like that, to kind of see all the mess that Zordon kind of finds himself in is really fascinating to me, to be honest with you, and a little troubling all at the same time. You know, I also love the fact that he's given Zordon sort of like these flashback sequences to kind of let us in a little bit more on Zordon's past. Like, for me, there's almost like a really sad story about Zordon here. The idea that, you know, he's clearly trying to become a guardian. We see him in the beginning of this issue kind of visiting other worlds. I guess that's what Altarians usually do if you're looking to become a guardian of that race and of the galaxy. The idea of visiting all these like hundreds of different type of worlds, making sure that you're protecting them, or that they're at least in good shape or in the process of being protected. Like, I gotta think that that's that's probably a pretty cool job to have, to kind of be this overseer of all these several kind of different worlds and things like that in order to become a guardian. And while clearly some Altarians have that passion to become guardians, it feels very much like that's certainly not the passion for Zordon. I mean, he even mentions the idea of like visiting all these worlds just kind of make him homesick a little bit. The idea of him wanting to kind of go back and be home and be with his family, right? And you know, apparently he talks about his family being farmers and things like that. But so that's really his dream, is to kind of be in the comfort of his own home, not, you know, enjoy maybe the beauty and the scenery of the worlds around him. But he feels like he's more I don't want to say obligated, but kind of forced into this guardianship. He clearly says that this is not a choice, that this was kind of put on him from his parents, the idea that they value what it means to kind of give back to society. It says, you know, they believe that everyone has an obligation to serve society. And I guess his family looks at this guardianship as how Zordon should certainly repay his debt to society by kind of overlooking, if you will. And so it's really interesting to kind of see that Zordon really didn't have his life. Like, this wasn't his plan for his life. This was something that kind of got thrusted upon for him, a choice that was made for him outside of what he certainly wanted for himself. So, like, for me, I find that really fascinating, that yet, despite what he really wanted to do, now he does find himself as like this guardian of this galaxy, and really having to see how Zordon, I guess, is trying to navigate through something that he initially didn't want. You know, I find that fascinating. I would be interested to see like what, like, if Zordon's mind has changed over the years, if there's something that happened in his life where he truly took his job seriously. I don't want to say he didn't take it seriously, but maybe understood the true importance of what it means to be a guardian, and maybe, you know, put his own personal desires to the back and actually decided to sit down and do his duty and really make that the focus. You know what I mean? So I would love to kind of see that kind of explained a little bit more with Zordon's story here. So we'll see what winds up happening. But I just think what Ryan Parrott has going for Zordon is just really thought-provoking. And I think a really great insight into a character that still maybe has a little bit of mystery behind him for sure. So really great stuff there. But when we talk about the idea of Zordon having been betrayed, we can't talk about that without talking about Billy and Grace Sterling, which both of them wind up having great confrontations in this issue. We clearly see Aisha being able to hear the conversation with Billy and the Green Ranger on the battlefield. While she certainly doesn't know like all the truths that certainly go behind it, she certainly knows that Billy knows who the Green Ranger is, helped put him together, and clearly sort of smuggled out the Green Ranger coin in order to go ahead and have this creation. And so for me, it's really great to see Aisha and Billy kind of butting heads a little bit, and seeing Billy kind of, I don't want to say backpedal a little bit, but trying to also protect himself, you know, like, hey, I will explain myself, like, just give me some time to figure out how I want to present this to Zordon. Now, whether or not Aisha gives Billy that time, who certainly knows, but Billy definitely is going to have a lot to explain, especially for somebody like Zordon. Like, he literally lied to Zordon right in his face in like issues 1 and 2. So we'll see how that goes, but I love the fact that at least somebody on the team knows, and it'll be interesting to see like if Aisha winds up telling the rest of the team or Zordon, or if she gives Billy the benefit of the doubt to eventually have him come around and tell him what's going on. But he may not even need to, right? Because clearly Zordon finds out, thanks to the help of Alpha, exactly where the Green Ranger is located. I think they wind up tracking his teleportation signal and wound up finding out that Grace is in fact the one that took the power coin, or at least wind up creating the Green Ranger here. So again, somebody else that Zordon is butting their heads against, right? They clearly have intentions of protecting the planet, but they're really coming at it with two different points of views and ideologies, right? Like Grace wants to protect her world, and it's very much the idea of, why do you get to choose who protects this world, right? Like, you're not even from here in a sense, right? Like, hey, we appreciate all that you and your Power Rangers have done, right? But who's to say that we can't protect ourselves also? And I see that's exactly where Grace is certainly coming from. They definitely are going to have their pushback a little bit. I mean, it feels like Grace is trying to say, let's figure what we can out about Lord Zed, get this kind of current issue that we're struggling with over us, and then we can kind of come back and have this debate about who's the owner of the Green Ranger, because Zordon wants his Green Ranger coin back. So I'm expecting a hot and heated debate between these two, certainly going forward. But overall, guys, I thought this was a really great and solid issue. You get to see a little bit more of a tease of Bulk and Skull and his girlfriend. Clearly, Bulk may be becoming a little bit more impressed with Skull's girlfriend, since she's a little bit of a fighter. We have to also remember that his girlfriend is also secretly Eltarian, so she clearly is going to be playing a bigger role in this story than she's certainly letting on. But I thought everything was great. The artwork, the action, great pacing, great storyline plots for Zordon, along with some of these people going behind his back in regards to Grace and Billy. So really fantastic stuff, and of course some tension between our Rangers as well. But other than that, guys, that's probably going to do it. We end off on a huge cliffhanger of a giant Megazord battle that's about to happen. So if anything, I wouldn't be surprised if they jump right back into that for Mighty Morphin issue number 4 that we'll probably get in here in a month, and we'll see when Power Rangers issue number 3 winds up dropping, and seeing how some of these pieces continue to connect between these two series. So other than that, guys, that's going to do it for me here. So thank you so much for certainly joining us for our Mighty Morphin Power Ranger review, and of course early access available for you patrons, and of course this probably will be dropping either Saturday afternoon or Sunday, certainly sometime this weekend, for everybody to catch up on. But other than that, that's going to do it for me here. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet, along with that bell notification. And of course, if you love our content, that big thumbs up, like this video, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to follow us on social media, you can do so right here at aplusopinions. Very active on our Facebook page, which is our main hub, also active over on Twitter, and you can check us out on Instagram and Twitch for you gamers. But until next time, do me a big favor, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and of course, keep it A+. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.